Why I make it? Hey.
She been making sounds since she been here, motherfucking jumping that booties around the hang. That's why she been on everything.
Yesterday, I was with my niece. I was looking at Egypt. I said, "You really are my niece?" Because she be lunching like shit, and I was like, we was eating dumb. She just get to singing. I'm like, "What is?" She was like, "I am so happy right now." I was like, "Okay." Anything she do, I be like, "Yes, okay, yeah." Lunching.
You gonna be able to tell I'm ashy on camera?
I don't think you look ashy.
It's the light then. That means yes.
I don't see you look ashy. I can tell you the truth.
I'm ashy. It don't matter.
I don't think you ashy, but I do have some lotion. I'm gonna say I'm in here with Ashy Lurie.
You ready to clear the air?
Hey, young. Clear the air.
Alright, we locked. What it do, what it is, your girl Queen Shaganat, and we are here with the legend, the queen herself, Miss Pinky Killacorn. What it do?
What's up, baby? How are you?
I'm clean.
You is.
Alright. Have you on the affirmations. Thank you for coming through and killing that performance, giving us, a little body, yaddy, yaddy. How you feeling coming off that high?
I feel good. I love what I do. I have fun. I don't do stuff that I don't enjoy doing.
I feel that. That's me too,
Try
man.
not to.
So we're going to get straight into it. I like to focus on the artist here as well as the music. And I feel like the highlight reels of music is always out for grabs, but we like to get personal. That's all right?
That's fine.
You nervous?
Nah, baby. I don't join the service.
Say that. All right, so let's get into the evolution of music, like just your blueprint. We've noticed, or for those who don't know, you've won Female Hip Hop Artist of the Year multiple times. How has your sound, by your own definition and explanation, evolved just from the earlier times in your career till now?
Well, I'm not the same person I was then, so everything has evolved, so my music has evolved. I write so I don't fight. I write to release, so I don't really make music for y'all. I love that y'all appreciate it, but I write to express myself, to get it off of me. So I'm not going through the same things, not experiencing the same things. I'm not the same age, so my music has evolved in that sense because, like, I'm not talking about smoking all the time. I still smoke,
right.
But it's other things going on. Or, like, I'm not so tough. One of my songs, my new songs, I was tougher than the well-done steak. I wasn't taught to talk it out. If you can't fight, don't fake.
Fake.
But, on that, I'm an adult. I'm a grown-up.
So it's more therapeutic for you.
It's always been therapeutic, but it's even more so now. And, you get caught up in social media or just how it evolved, because I was rapping before social media.
Okay.
And I think that was a good thing because I didn't have anybody to worry about posting. I don't really be into all that like that. I'm gonna do better. But it's evolved because I've learned more about myself, and so the beats might be different. Like the tone is different. I've learned how my voice can change. I might sing more on these or harmonize more. So
it's all in how you feel when
it's all in how I feel.
Expressionism.
Yeah,
I hear that. All right. So with that being said, I seen that you took a moment of silence.
okay.
And we talked about how you just actually mentioned how your music has transitioned. So what was that silence about? Was that intentional, or was that just a break that you needed? Like, what was that about?
Yeah, it was intentional. Yes. Life happens, and I am focused on other things, but I have been making music. I'm always creating. It's just that I may have not put it out, and I am very particular about what I put out. Like, shout out to my brother Grindstone. He dropped that shit. And I be like, yeah. I might have taken some things down. I have dropped some things and taken them down because I'm not feeling that. It's about how I feel. So it was intentional. I had to go within, do some shadow work and just focus more on myself, change some things about myself. And the growing pains hurt. So I ain't have time to show y'all that part all the time. But you'll hear it in my new up-and-coming projects.
I hear that. Restoration is 100% important. I think it is important to sometimes sit in your silence because you learn a lot about yourself in that. And that's the part that I feel like our community miss. Like, don't got to be loud and just always performative and doing what's necessary. Just sometimes, shit right. So I definitely understand that, being a spiritual band. All right, so let's lighten the load because I don't want us to start crying.
I will cry. I be crying.
I be crying too. I just dress like this.
Stupid shit.
Nah. All right, so Lon, I know this for those who don't know, but I know, you've opened up for some legends in the game, Big Frida, Erykah Badu, taking us inside those moments, like, how did that feel being a DC artist, operating in those spaces and having those moments? Like, how did that experience change your perspective on what's even possible for you?
Man, I would say manifestation is a real thing because I manifested those things. Of course, you got to put the work in. I definitely, I wrote about it. I journaled. This is something I wanted since the 4th grade. But I put the work in, and it just made me see in those moments, especially with the one for Sis, for Erykah Badu, it was down Southwest. It was at the Anthem. So it was like when I first got there, if people was in the front, I wanted to see my name on the marquee. And the lady was in line, and she was like, "Yeah, I came to see you." I was like, "You ain't come to see me. You came to see Erykah Badu." Like, stop. Right? But she was like, "No, I really came to see you." You know what I'm saying? So it showed me that I'm loved here. My city loved me. And it was people in the front that's like feeling it. And when you open up for somebody, it's not always somebody that's there to see you. So I tell you, and it's huge. It's a lot of people. That drink was sold out. I looking in the audience, I want you to make eye contact with me. I'm gonna make eye contact with the person that's like, look, I'm here to see her, Right. And by the time I get the sheets in front of them, they locked in.
Yeah.
And because I like a challenge. I don't, I want to be able to win you over. I don't have to, because that's not what I do. But if I can, that's great.
I
That
want to
makes me
earn
feel-
it.
Yeah. And I always treat it. I perform the same for one person or 1,000 people. I do me. I enjoy myself. I enjoy doing this. This is what I do. And I actually, a lot of people talk about those shows, but my show at the Fillmore, I think it was in 2014, was one of my favorite shows because I sold those tickets. Those people were there to see me.
Facts.
I sold over 700 tickets as opposed to 700. I did that hand to hand. That's what I do.
Hey, tell them we get it out the mud here. Yeah. I feel that. Respect. So while we stand on the music subject, let's do it like this. Many try mix the go-go with the rap, and now the go-go has taken more of a national stage. You make it sound so natural, right? So how do you maintain like that DC crank without losing like the lyricism, that people are now gravitating towards naturally?
How do I do it like this? Because when I breathe it, it's me. That's what I am. I am the go-go. I am a go-go. I am DC.
Say that.
Everything I do is because, of course, that was, if you're not from here, you don't get this. But a lot of songs that I thought was go-go songs was somebody else's song. I didn't know. I grew up go-go. That was the most, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was it. So I'm like, oh, they playing their song. I don't know.
Right.
But it's like, and it's more to it than that. Like, it's a whole thing. I've been through a lot of them go-go's. I've been through a lot of them go-go's. So yes, but my cadence, like, it's just me. Like, I started rapping, freestyling, go-go beats, beating on my chest, and the rapping really wasn't, I won't say it wasn't cool, but it wasn't our most prominent thing. It was go-go. So you could be in a band. I wasn't in a band, and I write poetry, and I knew I could rap, so here we go. That's, but how do I keep it? Just being myself. I'm from here, born and raised.
Shit in your veins, huh?
And I want to preserve the culture. I want to help continue to do that. I'm not from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from Georgia Avenue.
Say that. Nah, I definitely see just a lot of us that played the background for so many years, just trying to make sure that we keep
and
what we got left.
I'm thankful that it's finally getting what it, it's due diligence. But, this is not something that I try to do. I'm going to keep saying it throughout the whole interview. I just be myself. I stay true to myself. And myself is go-go.
So what I do also know about you is that you lean into a very heavy queen-oriented energy. You know what I mean? And all things that you do. So how do you balance being, the Killacorn and that grit, with being a healer? Since that's your new, evolve. I ain't going to say new. It's purposeful. It's more intentional. It's showing up in every aspect of everything now. How has that just been? How do you balance that?
I mean, it's a balance. It's duality, right? Mm-hmm. You have masculine, feminine, you have light, you have dark. So I have different sides of me. But I lean more into that because that's what's necessary. That's what I'm on. I can't do, if I felt like doing something else, I would, but this is where, you know, the universe has guided me to be at this point. Like, I care about what I put into my body. I care about what I watch, what I think, what I say to certain people. And I do really love that Killacorn or that Pink Dog, that person that did not give a fuck. I like her.
Right.
When I listen to my old stuff or look at my old self, sometimes I'll be like, but yeah, like, I appreciate that too. So I'm just more intentional. I just know myself more, and then knowing yourself, it just comes, it shows in that way. Like, I got the groovy smoothie. You know, was doing the smoothies with the sea moss and Pinky's Promise, me teaching and things like that.
Yes.
All that is just, I think it's divine timing. It's how it was meant to be. I think in order for me to be a healer, you have to have gone through some shit.
Heard. 100% agree with that. I ain't even going to chime in on that because we can talk forever.
Yeah.
But nah, just to highlight something that you went into, like your activism specifically. I know you love your city, you rep your city and all things that you do. We share this city that we from. But you are one of the most visible advocates for DC culture, right?
Oh, thank you.
With the city changing so much and all this gentrification and changing how we get to showcase our future children, what we come from and where our schools run, what they look like, things like that. How do you use your platform to keep the real DC alive? Well,
I just said, I've created a youth program, empowering youth through music and expression. It's called Pinky's Promise.
Okay.
So, and again, like I said, I write so I don't fight. I started writing poetry when I was in like 3rd grade. I've been writing forever, whether it's poetry, diary, journaling. I just like to write, and I write down what I want. That's how I get it as well. Like, I will keep writing it, and I write it like I have it already.
So you've incorporated your own personal, you know, methods to improve into your output.
Yes, and,
so
and
it's okay.
And working with the kids. So the thing about me that working with the kids now, and I've worked at so many different schools and different organizations, but now I have my own. I saw a need because these people are not from here. So I don't go in there. I'm not trying to be Joe Clark. You know, I don't know if they know, like, Lane on me. I don't know if y'all know who that is. But I just be myself again. So I'm not a wrestler. I'm a rapper. If you don't want to do it, you ain't got to do it. But they take to me because they can relate to me.
100%.
Like, I know what's going on. I've been through DC public schools, got put out of DC public schools, charter schools, got put out of every damn school, except for elementary school. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned that, okay, let's, and then you listen. People don't listen to the kids. I listen to them. I care about what they think. I'm a product of after school programs and theaters and like things. We have more things to do, so I want to create more of those, and that's what I've been doing. Instead of complaining about what they out here doing, I want you to give them an outlet, an alternative, and that's what I've been doing. And I focus more, you know, on social emotional learning, being able to regulate your emotions. These are things that I've just learned as an adult.
Yeah.
And I had to do a whole lot of unlearning. So I'm trying to get them to stop doing that. Like, don't have to wait until you're 29, 30, you know, to do that. Like, learn now how to regulate yourself and see how it is. And you look back and time be done pass you by. And yeah, so that's what I do. I give them an outlet through music and expressing themselves, writing. And everybody's not a football player or dancer or even a musician. You don't have to write songs. I just want you to get it out.
Facts.
If it turns into a poem or a song, that's great. But I want you to know that your journal not going to tell your business. You can trust your journal, and you can go back and reflect. I'm very self-reflective. I want to be able to go back and say, damn, I remember I wanted to do this. I did it. This was the thought. I was just putting it out there, and you do it. Be careful with that pen and that paper, because it's real.
Their own internal, you know, validation and affirmation that, like, dang, I set my intentions and I actually accomplished this. And sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit about what we have checked off our list.
I don't.
You know?
But yeah, I'm starting to. And also, it's fulfilling for me working with the kids because, like, I see myself in them, and I get to be like, damn, okay. Now I see, like, how I was and what I went through, and I can stop certain things before it happens for them. You know what I'm saying?
You see the path already.
Yeah.
Just like, let me intercept here.
And I want to be a safe place. You never know what anybody's going to do, adult or child, you know, so listening to them and actually caring. Some people do things for money, you know, to try to, this is me, by myself. I don't have no funding. I do what I do by myself. And I appreciate all the other companies that I work for that got me to this point, you know, gave me that experience. But I love my city, and the only way to really actually get some change is to do something. So that's what I'm doing. That's my input, working with these kids.
Perfect.
Pinky's Promise.
I hear that.
That's my baby.
It sounds like it's your mission.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is the charge you birth, but it is your mission. So as you know, this segment is called Clear the Air. Is there anything, you know, Pinky Killacorn herself just wants to clear the air about?
Yes, I am not who I once was. So whatever you thought about me, or whatever you think you know, it ain't that no more. You know, I mean, my ass still here. You know, I know where my ass at. But like, I'm heavy on growing, evolving. Don't talk to me about somebody you don't see me with. Don't ask me about what I used to do. Yes, it's a part of who I am, but that's not who I am anymore. I'm not the same person I was last week.
Perfect.
You know, I don't stay stuck in the past.
Facts.
I don't duck it. I appreciate it, but I am an educator. You know, a teaching artist,
Period.
a professional artist.
Period.
You know, I'm a lot of things. I'm light, but I'm heavy. But don't be stuck in the past and somehow remember what I used to do. Like, get into what I'm doing now. Come help me with these kids.
Well, I help you with them kids.
Thank you.
Straight up.
Thank you.
All right, so as we clear the air, what's one gem your journey has taught you that you want to leave with the culture today?
Going back to it again. Stay true to yourself. Be who you are. Don't try to be. Do you. Do the fuck out of you. Do that motherfucker. Right? Do you. You as a child, you know, you influenced, right? Be the influence. Don't keep sampling the song, baby. Let somebody sample you.
Nah, I say that.
You get what I'm saying? Like, be a trendsetter, be an innovator, do something different, and read a book, drink some water.
She gave y'all a nice list, man. So that's how we gonna clear the air. You heard it here first, man. Stay original, stay locked in, stay authentic, be the change you wanna see, man.
Yes.
Big queen of the city, big queen Killacorn.
Thank you.
I always
Yes.
appreciate you.
Thank you. I
It's happy to
appreciate you
see
too.
out
Yes,
your
man.
silence, baby. We coming out, standing out. Say that. All right.
Big, yeah. Thank you.